We're returning to the theme of local government reorganisation today, otherwise called devolution or the move to unitary authorities. In previous videos, we've talked about the Conservatives' favoured plan for local government in Worcestershire, a single all-encompassing unitary council for the whole county, versus what I believe to be a better solution. And that's what we're looking at today, the alternative two-council model, often referred to as the North-South split, and especially as it's following the publication of a massive report that is being discussed by the local district councils this month. I'm John and I'm a Liberal Democrat. The two-council model is the option that we, the Liberal Democrats, favour, and it's also gaining traction elsewhere, with Labour and the Greens now seeming to be on board as well. The Conservatives seem resolutely welded to the idea of a single authority, whilst Reform are staying surprisingly quiet on the subject. At 182 pages, the new publication created by the 5 district councils of Worcester City, Redditch, Malvern Hills, Wychhaven and Bromsgrove is a significantly more detailed document than previous documents circulated, and its findings are worth paying attention to. At 182 pages, it's over twice the size of the combined documents that the County Council and Wyre Forest District Council have produced, commissioned from PwC, which reportedly cost over £350,000. The two-council proposal, option B, would create a North Worcestershire Council, Bromsgrove, Redditch and Wyre Forest, and a South Worcestershire Council, Malvern Hills, Worcester City and Wychhaven. And in this new proposal, there are 2 variants of option B. B1, where all services are transferred to the 2 new councils separately, and B2, a hybrid model where some services are jointly delivered. Now, the appraisal found that this two-council model is far better for ensuring effective democratic representation and for strengthening local identity and community engagement. In fact, it's better able to reflect the differing economic characteristics of the north and south of the county. This split could also open up some new opportunities. The National Association of Local Councils has a proposal that would allow towns and parishes near the border of another authority to ask to join it. So in this scenario, it could pave the way for Stourport to move into a southern unitary authority and away from Kidderminster, which is a position I believe would be most beneficial for the town and one that I campaigned on. It would also allow somewhere like Droitwich to move into the north to align itself with Bromsgrove and Redditch, if they wanted to. Before we get into the next part, if you're finding this information useful and want to see more content like this, please take a moment to hit the like button and leave a comment below with your thoughts. You may have seen the Shape Worcestershire Survey and the videos that we recorded on them. That survey was used as part of this appraisal. The survey showed a very clear preference for the two unitary model, with 47.8% of respondents choosing it over the single unitary council, which only received 28.7% support. The survey showed that residents were most concerned about a potential loss of localism and democratic representation with a single council. This is a major risk, as a single unitary council would have a resident to councillor ratio of 1 councillor for every 6,142 residents, which is a significant dilution of local representation. In contrast, the two-council model is much better for representation, with a ratio of 1 councillor for every 4,600 residents, which is more in line with the national average. But to put that in real terms, where I'm from in Stourport-on-Severn, under the single authority model, we would have maybe 3 councillors for just over 20,600 residents. Under the two unitary option, option B, we may get 5. A single model also runs the risk of replicating the failed Worcestershire County Council, but one with even more power, and with survey replies querying whether a single authority could create a potential unequal resource allocation and a fear of service decline. 2 smaller authorities would also allow the town and parish councils to be more effective in local decision making, meaning decision making would feel more localised. Again, something that the Liberal Democrats locally feel should be recognised in this process. A significant part of the Conservative position focuses on cost savings. even though central government have said this is not a primary factor for considering local government reorganisation. And whilst it's true that the single authority option does save the most money and pays back the cost of reorganisation quicker, these assumptions are based on figures from 2019/20, so they're about 5 years old. And those numbers came from a central government report written by PwC, who have also written the shorter county council reports. It's also worth pointing out that 2 of the councils in what would become the South already share services and work together, as do 2 of the councils that would form the North. That's important because it means there's already going to be less disruption, and it also indicates why some of the cost savings are not as high as the Tories would like under the 2 authority plan, because savings are already being made by these councils presently sharing services. The Liberal Democrats have publicly backed the North and South unitary approach after consulting with residents. I campaigned in May 2025 with a preference towards a North and South split, with Stourport in the South. And that is what I found on the doorsteps around the town. And it's now backed by the Shape Worcestershire Survey and a significantly detailed document. It also shows that when the Conservatives took the undemocratic decision at the end of 2024 to submit an initial brief without discussing it at council, they were wrong to do so. And adding to that county officers have continued to work on the single option because the last instruction they received on this was way back in February, before the May elections, which saw Reform took over the administration. And I find it a little alarming that Reform have not issued any statements on this matter, especially in the wake of the survey results, and in anticipation that the 5 councils who commissioned this report are likely to support one of the option B variants. Just after I recorded this video, Worcester City held their monthly council meeting and voted in favour of the 2 authority approach. Special sessions of the other 4 district councils involved in this report have also been called, and 3 have now taken place. And in all 3, Malvern, Bromsgrove and Wychavon, they have also voted to support the 2 authority approach. And 2 of those councils voted unanimously, and even hardcore Tories who had been all about the one Worcestershire have now converted. Many have cited the public reaction and response to the survey as the reason for the change of mind. That's you directly impacting and changing political decisions. So this leaves Redditch, who are meeting on the 4th of September, and I'll update the description below with their result when it comes in. Wyre Forest are not calling a special meeting as of yet, as their council meeting is not until the 24th of September, so it'll be a few weeks before we hear what they have to say. However, as they are the only district council who are supporting the county council with their one Worcestershire proposal, I don't expect to hear them call a meeting to discuss this plan. I also don't expect that the Kidderminster Tories will allow a 2 authority approach to be voted through, unless they actually allow a free vote. I can see you giggling at the back. You never know. It could happen. Anyway, as you were. For Liberal Democrats, we always put our communities above politics. Worcestershire is a community of communities, and this report states that this is a chance to reimagine local leadership, rebuild trust between citizens and the state, and transform public services. And we think that's right. So the question for you is, do you prefer a single distant authority or a more local 2 council model that listens to its communities? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And for more content on Worcestershire politics, don't forget to like and subscribe. Or you can click on this video to see more about what is happening in Worcestershire. Thanks for watching.